I'm going to read you one of the realest bars in David's reservoir, his database, because I don't think we really be knowing how to maintain peace. And David just gave us one of the keys to life. It's what you need in life. It's not money, power, respect. It's peace, and peace more abundantly. I'm about to get into this, but before we do, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel, and then we are going to get into it. But first, go ahead and like and subscribe. Go. David. Now listen, I know that as the father of Solomon, he's now often referred to as the wisest. David is coined the man after God's own heart for several different reasons. But he wrote something, and I said, Daddy, that's David, Daddy, run that back. I don't think they got it, at least for the people in the back. Like, it needs to be read. Bible, if you don't read it, that's between you and the Lord. I'm going to read it. And so I read from the NLT version. Psalm 34 goes hard. I'm talking about premium bars. Give him a beat, because it definitely would have gone platinum. But I'm going to zoom in on a particular verse. Psalm 34, verse 14 is everything. Turn away from evil and do good. Search for peace and work to maintain it. When I say, wow, I almost want to give a hand clap of praise to the grandbaby that was David. See, here's the thing. Most people know what makes them peaceful. They know it's vacation, it's time with my friends, it's that extra nap that hit different on a Saturday, it's whatever it is. They can at least identify a good 1 to 2 strong things. But it's the other part of that. It's do you work hard to maintain it? Because what's the sense of being peaceful if you still entertain certain conversations that don't lead to you feeling free and peaceful? Like, you know what keeps you peaceful at the job. You go ahead, you have your to-do list. If you're that kind of grandbaby, you have your ambiance, your picture that makes you feel encouraged, of your family or some place that you went to. You know what inspires you and brings you to that place of peace where you can be productive and do your best work. But then here you go, allowing supervisor, allowing coworker to dump on you, to drain you, and it's like, what's the sense of knowing how to best utilize your outlet if you let anybody plug into you? What's the sense of going through the trouble to identify what will make this peaceful for you if you allow people to steal it from you? Yeah, beware of peace stealers. Because sometimes they go under the radar simply because you don't recognize it because they're good people. But let me explain. People can be good, just not good for you. They can be good to collaborate on something. They can be good to go ahead and brainstorm on an item, but they cannot be good when it comes time to having a conversation because they are peace stealers. So beware of, you are a good person. It's nothing against you. It's just that the way that you creep to that dark side, that negative side, that pessimistic side, I can't have that around me. It's a peace stealer. So a lot of us have these leeches in our lives that suck up all the peace, and then we wonder why. Because you're trying to see, well, who's the person that's the most toxic? Who's the person that is the rudest? And you're looking for all these negative traits, and you're unable to identify, like, I don't understand. So let's update that too. It doesn't have to present as negative. It just has to be a transaction that is negative. And you can say, oh, So I could talk to you about lunch, what we eat, and I can even order with you. But what I won't be doing is talking to you about the supervisor or the leadership or the processing, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to break the peace that I worked so hard to build. And so if I need to put up a screen door just to make sure that you don't come in and breach my peace, then that's what I would do. A lot of us, the maintaining part, are not wise enough or brave enough to let good people know, I can't have that conversation with you. Because you want to be harmonious. You want to be agreeable. And while there's nothing wrong with that, it's like, so then you should just be okay with not being peaceful then. Like, peace has to be so much of a priority that you are willing to put people in their proper place. Period. Love you, Grandma. I'm not talking to you about why Granddaddy didn't. Listen, I rocks hard when it comes to my cousin, but I already see what's going to happen if I go where you are asking me to go. Listen, it's nothing wrong with how you supervise per se. It's just that please don't look for me to be the person that you can bounce negativity off of. Like, I would prefer a picnic that doesn't have the rain. Okay, great. So if I keep planning this beautiful picnic of peace, and every time I look up, there's a different cloud coming over my life. There's a different conversation coming in my life. There's a different person walking. Then I need to either A, be realistic and say, this picnic of peace is not really important to me. I'd rather be popular even if it involves me entertaining negativity. Or you can start to see the cloud come in and say, oh, I already prepared for that. Umbrella, poncho, tent, do whatever you need to do to protect yourself from the rain that you just so lovingly like to give. Understand that pessimistic negativity, sometimes that's a mindset. Sometimes that's a personality trait. Most time people are doing that because their environment festered that. It's like taking dirty gym socks out of the locker room because it stinks and then just putting it in your car. It's like you didn't do anything to change. The environment became better because the socks were removed. But now the new environment is starting to suck because the gym socks are there. And so if you take people, analogy gym socks, and just keep moving them, then they're going to fumigate wherever they go. But if you take people, identify it, wash it, and give it an opportunity not only to not have it where you fumigate the atmosphere, but that you don't, I know you smell you. Negativity is so heavy. You feel that. You can literally, you can be around a negative person who doesn't even speak and be like, she's just, you understand? What do we call? It's the vibe. I don't know. It's just something about her. You can feel negativity. You don't think the person who's negative feels that? And I don't care what anyone says. No one is bred to be comfortable being negative. So that's where God brings certain people in certain people's lives to help them, like, yo, you want to wash that gym sock? That is you? No, it stinks. You know it stinks. Do you want to wash it? Because now you get to make a decision. Do you have enough in you to be able to help this person wash out that funk? Or do you have enough information to put up what needs to be put up to maintain your peace? It is not selfish to remain peaceful because people chose not to be. It's almost like being willing to starve because someone else decided they didn't want to eat. And as ludicrous as that sounds, that's the same thing that goes with peace. You are deciding not to maintain your peace because someone decided not to be peaceful. Hello? Hello? Oh, I thought you hung up because I'm trying to get you to understand something. Wake it up. And so, yeah. My final snippet is, listen, there's no title that gets to override you maintaining your peace. You already know what you can talk to and what you can't talk to such and such about. Such and such, the title should never impede and have the all access pass to breach your peace. Such and such can be mama, grandmama, papa, daddy, whoever it is, president of the United States of America, CEO of I don't care who it is. Once you have gathered the data and the knowledge, you need to compute it so that you can now apply the wisdom. I don't talk to you in the morning. You decided to be one of those grandbabies that are grumpy until your caffeine kicks in. Okay, you know what? Hand clap of praise for you knowing yourself. But what I do know is that all my questions or inquiries or anything that has to do with being involved with you, I would adhere to what you identify as peace. You just gave me data. If you don't want this look back, then make sure that you are communicating with said person after blah, blah, blah. See, that's the thing. If you're listening to people, they tell you what their peace parameters are. Don't talk to me this time in the morning. Don't talk to me when I first wake up. Don't talk to me when I'm sleepy. Sometimes I get a little irritable when I'm hangry. Listen, at this point, wait till my coffee kicks in. Listen, at this point, I'm probably not going to answer my phone for the weekend. People are letting you know, if you don't want none of this punch, okay, then listen to what I'm providing you with. The problem is you go and talk to such and such first thing in the morning. She's hungry and you want to communicate about something. And it's like, people are forever communicating, even if it's nonverbal. Why don't you take that knowledge and that data and then compute it into wisdom? So to draw it all up, to conclude, we are going to do what the Bishop David said in Psalm 34, verse 14. Search for peace, pursue it, certain versions say, and work hard to maintain it. Let me tell you something. This peace that I have, the peace that Jesus left for me, not the peace that the world gives, unbelievable. You'll be surprised how much you have to work at. Nope, no ma'am. Sir, you starting to do the little Kim. Because you're trying to make sure you dodging any and everything that look like surprise, surprise, to try to ruin your peace. No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm not interested. That's how that works. And so it's going to start to look like things that people may say, like, you changed. No, I just don't want to keep talking about the same supervisor who ain't going nowhere. I just don't want to keep talking about the family member that we already know, like, this is a pattern. Why are we discussing it like it's new information? She always A, B, and C's. He always DC. Like, we already know this. So why are we continuing around this mountain like it's a new scenery? I'm not interested. Sometimes you got to just be like, I already know what that phone call's about. I already know. Yes, did I see such and such posts? Like, I don't want to do that. And at some point, your palate needs to change to peace. Because the thing that you would usually incline your ear to be like, who she did? What? And you would get all that tea. Let it be that particular cup of beverage don't do it for you no more. It needs to literally be served to you like a box of chitlins, uncleaned. You need to be like, ooh, that's going to impact peace, nasal, okay, whatever it is. You need to have a palate that just doesn't allow for toxicity to be breached. You're just like, yeah, no, I really don't care what the Kardashians are doing. I really don't care and it has to get to that point. Are you caring about things that breach your peace? Do you have habits that are peace breachers? Just kind of like, that's my challenge. Do a summation. Just kind of like zoom in on your life real quick and then zoom out and be like, if you eliminated that, put a boundary up for that, would you be more peaceful? You owe it to yourself to at least walk and navigate through this life freely. This world is difficult enough. This one life is difficult enough. The least you can do is make the journey comfortable. That's the equivalent of getting in the car, going to your destination, and you literally getting out of it and someone going, how was your drive? And you saying, man, I was freezing. And my back hurt because the back was like this the whole time. And I couldn't really. And then like, I don't know, it's just like the smell in the car. It's like, why you didn't adjust the seat to cater to your back? Why didn't you put the heat on to cater to you being cold? Why didn't you stop and get an air freshener to at least kind of, after winding and airing out, to put something there? The problem may not be the journey itself. It's how you're choosing the journey. How are you choosing to journey? And I'm going to challenge you to choose peace. When you get to a place that peace is your portion, everything feels different. And sidebar, spoiler alert, everything looks different. You'll start looking at people like, you're worried about too many details. That doesn't matter to me. I don't have a, just like, yeah, everything starts to just reach levels of peace that you're like, wow, I really wish I would have done this years ago, but it's okay. Because on this side of peace, it feels like every day is like seriously, and this is not even, I'm not gonna lie to nobody, especially myself. I can't say lie. My grandma's from Alabama. I gotta say story. I'm not telling the story to nobody, okay? Yeah, she in heaven, and I still feel like, oh, I shouldn't say that word, so I'm gonna check myself. So if it were not true, I wouldn't have said it. Peace feels different when it literally is your mission in life. When you come on this side, everything else becomes really clear. No, I'm not going to talk to you right now. It looks like, oh, this conversation is going in a way that not only did I not intend, but it's not going to peace. So I'm going to pull back, or I'm going to stop, or I'm going to do, I'm not answering that call. I'm not going with such and such. It just becomes clear because peace is a clarifier. Huh? Did you get that? Okay, listen. I feel like you got what you needed. You know about my podcast though, right? StriveNinspire. StriveNinspire. And I say in like the letter N, like N as in Nancy. StriveNinspire. She's everywhere you can listen to something. SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Audible, if you can listen, she there. Like, hey, how y'all doing? Like that. That's what she's doing. But as for these videos, do them every week. Thursdays to be exact. But did you go ahead and like this video? Subscribe to the channel. Do the extra, like go for the top score. Like comment and then share it. Ooh! Like do the things that the YouTube people saying it needs to be done. Because apparently when you do that, people get the word and they start to be like, ooh, that was for me. And it's like, yeah, but like let other people be able to say that too. She doing the Lord's work. So you go ahead and spread that. Okay, great. That's your part. I'm gonna do mine. Okay. All right. Let's pinky on it. Okay. You pinkied. It means a lot. Okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and let me go, because you got evangelism and stuff to do. Yeah. Okay. We talk later. All right. Later.